was so afraid to see what she looked like, knowing what happened. And my sister looked good, like she looked real good, and that warmed my heart. Like that was the most thing that I was worried about.
Chilling details have come to light after 5 suspects were charged with felony murder in the death of Mahogany Jackson. Some details may be too disgusting and barbaric for viewers to hear. Please be advised. On March 5, 5 out of the 8 suspects were in court for their initial appearance under Anaya's law. Anaya's law allows a judge to deny bail to violent offenders accused of crimes ranging from murder to sexual offenses. Teja Lewis, Sinya McCall, Blair Green, Giovonnie Clapp, and Airana Robinson were in Judge Keisha Davis's courtroom for the bond hearing. During the proceeding, the state presented details of videos taken while Jackson was being held against her will. The videos reportedly show Jackson being forced to perform oral sex at gunpoint, stripped nude, handcuffed, stomped, slapped and spit upon. Each of the 5 defendants in court were present in a portion of the videos.
The more information we learn about the disturbing kidnapping and murder of Mahogany Jackson, the harder it is and more awful it is to hear.
Some of those suspects accused in her killing making an appearance in court today. Bria Chapman joins us now live with the latest. And Bria, the details that you heard today in court are disturbing and heartbreaking.
Yeah, Morgan, that is right. This case is beyond disturbing, and it was an emotional day in court. Now, one of the saddest details I learned today is that Mahogany Jackson came to the first location thinking these people were her friends. Investigators say they then tortured her, and the things that were described are why Judge Keisha Davis says she denied all of these suspects a bond. Now, Birmingham Police Homicide Detective Mark Green says the first stop was the home of suspect Brandon Pope. Now, that's where Jackson was beaten outside while she was naked. Officers say some of the suspects beat her while others recorded the beatings. Now, Jackson was stomped and kicked, and then prosecutors say one of the suspects can be heard saying, "Put her in the trunk." And then she was dragged naked in the street. Now, Jackson was taken to a second location, and I want to warn you, this will be hard to hear. Prosecutors say Jackson was sexually assaulted at gunpoint. Officials say she was handcuffed, beaten, pistol whipped, and then spat on. Now, Jackson's family, including her mother, were present in court today, and as they read out the evidence, you could hear them getting very emotional. DA Danny Carr says, though, this will be a long road to get justice for Mahogany, and he also explains why only 5 out of the 8 suspects were present today for the Anaya's Law hearing.
The individuals that are charged with capital murder, obviously, the law, the statute and the rules of criminal procedure says that their bond can be set at a no bond automatically. The individuals that are charged with felony murder, the statute requires a hearing. The next step, obviously, is there'll be further investigation with Birmingham Police Department.
Yeah, another sad thing we learned today was that the suspects wanted the password to Mahogany Jackson's phone. Officials say they even told her if she gave it to them, they would let her go, only to kill her anyway. Now,
police are charging an 8th person now on that horrible and heinous murder of young Mahogany Jackson earlier this week. Airana Robinson now is charged with felony murder and kidnapping. All this after one of the other suspects in this case, Jeremiah McDowell, was actually in court this morning. Our camera's there as he was facing a judge for the first time. Prosecutors say McDowell shot and killed Jackson while attempting to sexually assault her. He is going to stay in the Jefferson County Jail. Court records show 6 other suspects in this case will be in court themselves Monday. Tonight, we're hearing from family members of Mahogany Jackson and District Attorney Danny Carr about this awful case and the impact it has had on them and their community. Bria Chapman is live tonight with what she's learning from that family. Bria.
Yeah, Jonathan, like you said, awful is right. But Mahogany's older sister tells me she is at peace, but she still has moments where she gets very angry after hearing from officers that at least 8 people said and did nothing while her sister was being sexually assaulted, tortured, beaten, and then eventually shot and killed. But they tell me they will not focus on that. Instead, they will remember Mahogany and those happier times they had with her.
Long live Mahogany. We love She was our baby. Like, she was literal baby. Like, the baby of the crew. We knew Hoggy. MJ.
That's how Mahogany Jackson's siblings and cousins say they will remember her. They tell me she was the life of the party who always knew how to stand up for herself. And her family says she did that to the very end.
My girl did what she did, told us what she was, helped us out. I'm so proud of her.
That's
like,
one
she
thing.
did something then. She did something then. So
I'm glad, because
I'm glad she was on her toes.
Probably would have been just lost.
Thankfully, her sending her location helped police bring suspects into custody. And now those suspects are facing charges for what officials describe as horrific, even barbaric acts. And some of those things depicted were so bad, her big sister was afraid to see her.
I was so afraid to see what she looked like, knowing what happened. And my sister looked good, like she looked real good, and that warmed my heart. Like, that was the most thing that I was worried about.
But Maddox says she is angry about what happened to Mahogany, but right now she has to be there for her mother and her 3-year-old niece Nadia.
Of course, she's taking it hard. You know, I that's my sister, but that's her daughter, and that's just a different type of pain.
Right.
And I have kids myself, so I just can only imagine.
And what happened to Mahogany is being described by leaders like District Attorney Danny Carr as horrific and animalistic. On top of that, some of those things were recorded and they've been shared on social media. Something Carr says crosses the line.
She has to live with this forever. And there's some aspects of this situation I know that's devastating to their family. But then to see it reenacted on a video, it almost places you there. And then to see people continue to share it over and over. But at the end of the day, have some respect for them as well. Have some respect for the family. Have some respect for Mahogany.
Yeah, Mahoganys Family tells me they want to thank the public, all of their help in trying to bring Mahogany home. They say they are so grateful for that, and her family plans to lay her to rest next Saturday. And again, 8 suspects are being held in the Jefferson County Jail with no bond.
Jeremiah McDowell, Francis Harris, and Brandon Pope are the 3 other suspects charged in the kidnapping and murder of Mahogany Jackson. They are charged with capital murder. Investigators said during Monday's bond hearing that Harris is the suspect believed to have fired the fatal gunshot. A projectile was recovered from Jackson's head. We will provide further updates on this case as soon as new information emerges. In the meantime, the family is making arrangements for Mahogany's burial. Please keep them in your thoughts and prayers during this difficult time.